Hi everyone, it's me Paul. This video is going to be all about how to change the drum head and then how to tune it once you've changed the drum head. Take the old one off, put a nice new one on and then tune it up. For this video I'm going to be using a 10-inch rack tom off of the Mapex kit that I use for teaching. So let's do it, let's get started. Okay, so here we go. So I've got the 10-inch rack tom off of the kit and I've put it on the snare drum stand. The only reason why I do that is because it just sits it nice and level and it's easy to do, okay? So first things first, what you need to do is get your tuning key, or two tuning keys, whichever way you want to do it, and undo all your tension rods. Now to undo the tension rods, you need to turn them anti-clockwise, okay? So I'm going to do that right now. Okay, good. So I've gone around and undone all of the tension rods. Put the tuning key on top of the tension rod and turned it anti-clockwise on every single one of them, okay? It doesn't matter which way you do it when you take it off. Just make sure you do them completely undone, okay? So that you can lift the hoop and the head off together, like this, you see? And all the tension rods have come off with it, see that? Comes off together, okay? And the best thing to do with your old head is put it somewhere where you're not going to need it anymore. Now, what a good thing to do here is take out all of the tension rods, including the little washers that come with them. I'm just going to stick that upside down. Get yourself a nice cloth, a nice clean cloth, dusting cloth, old t-shirt, old pair of pants, whatever you've got handy, doesn't really matter. Go around and wipe away all those old cobwebs and bits of drumstick and fingernail and bogies and whatever else ends up inside our drum hoops and the shell, okay? Go around and wipe the shell over as well. Give it a nice little clean, nice little wipe over. That's what you've got to do. To be honest with you, I tend to just take it off and give it a little shake out. You never know what's in there. The last thing you want is something rattling around, right? Okay? So there we go. That's the old head off. The shell's been given a bit of a wipe over. Looks lovely. So is the hoop. So now we're going to get our new drum head and put it on. Okay, good. So we've undone all the tuning lugs. We've removed the hoop. We've removed the old skin, the old head, and filed that away nicely. Now it's time to fit our new head. This is an Evans Level 360 G2 Clear. Great little head. Okay, look at that. Lovely and sparkly, brand new. All right? Now, what you need to do is place your drum head on top of your drum so that it sits nice and flat. No wobbling, no uneven surfaces, nice and flat all the way around the drum. Now what a lot of people tend to do is line up the logo of the drum with the logo of the head. See the Evans head there at the top, okay? What a lot of people tend to do is put that in line with the badge of the drum kit. You don't have to, but a lot of people do. That's now in place. Now what we need to do is put our hoop back on top. A nice clean hoop on top of the drum like that. And then what you're going to do is line up the holes, let me show you a quick one. Line up the holes in the hoop with the brackets, the mounts that hold your tension rods, because you're going to be putting tension rods back through the hoop into the lugs. Okay, so let's do that now. Okay, good. So we've gone around and put all the tension rods back into the lugs again, which remember what I said, go through the hoop, the holes in the hoop, into the lugs. And then what you need to do is just go around with your fingers and tighten up the tension rods, sort of finger tight. When you feel it just start to grip the hoop and get tight, you want to stop. Okay, so you just basically go around. I've left this one loose on purpose so you can see what I mean, yeah? Tighten it with your fingers, finger and thumb. Take it down, and just as it starts to grip there, stop. It's as simple as that. Now, that's enough to hold a hoop in place, but you can move the hoop about if you need to. If it's not sitting perfectly round and perfectly flush with your drum, you can move the hoop about, just slightly about a little bit because it's loose enough to do so. All right, okay? If you don't need to do that, that's great. What we're going to do now is I'm now going to show you how to tune your new drum head. Here we go. Right, so we've gone around our drum, we've got all the tension rods finger tight, now it's time to tune it, okay? Now, what I'm going to say now really is quite important. There's no real wrong way or right way of tuning your drum. There is a process you need to do, but the overall sound of it really does depend on how you like your drums to sound. I know how I like my drums to sound. Other people tune them slightly differently to how I would tune my drums. So it's really about how you like your drums to sound. So the process I'm going to show you now is the same as if you want to tune your drum low range, mid range, or high range. You just tune the tension rods more clockwise direction than what you would do. Yeah, so I'll explain to you now. Let's do it. Okay. So there we go. The drum head is on, all brand new. It sounds like that. So now what we're going to do is your drum key. Before we start making any real adjustments on any of the tension rods, I want you to just put it on there and just go around, and with your finger and thumb, just twist it and see if there's the same amount of tension. There should be the same amount of tension. Lovely. Yeah, great. On each one of those. If one feels, so if one feels slightly less tension to it than the others, just bring it up by turning the drum key clockwise this time. It's anti-clockwise to release it and remove the head, and it's clockwise to tighten it up and to tune it. Okay, so there we go. That is now sitting perfectly on that drum. Let me just show you to see what I'm on about. There we go. See that? Great stuff. Right, now then, time to tune it. Pick any point on the drum you want. There is no, as I said to you, there's no wrong or right way, okay? We're going to pick any point you want. So for me, I'm just going to go here. Now, to make sure that the hoop pulls the head down nice and flat, I always start off with a quarter of a turn on each one. That way I know that the tension rods have turned, they've pulled the hoop down onto the head, and I now know that that drum head is sitting nice and flat and tight on the drum itself before I even start tuning it, right? So let's do it now. So what we do is, I'm going to hold the drum up for you so you can sit down. Just put your stick down. There we go. A little bit closer for you. So I'm going to put the drum key on there. See how it's sitting like that? Can you see that? Good. Now, what I'm going to do is we're going to turn it clockwise. A quarter of a turn. So what I mean by that is we're just going to go in towards the drum like that. So it's gone from that to that. Just a quarter of a turn. Okay? That's all you do. Once you've done your first one, go to the opposite side of your drum. So you're doing it there, go to the tuning lug that is directly opposite from where you've started. Drum key on, and remember I said, you can turn it clockwise a quarter of a turn. So imagine going from 12 to 3. Yeah, 12 to 3 o'clock. That's what you can do, from 12 to 3 o'clock. Now, come around to your next one, drum key on, quarter of a turn in. Opposite that one, drum key on, quarter of a turn in. Around to the next one, drum key on, quarter of a turn, and then opposite to that one, quarter of a turn. You're now back to where you started. All right, so let's just get the stick. You can already hear there's a tone starting to appear in the drum, okay? It's great. So now, what I'm going to do now is I'm now going to do half a turn on each one. Starting where I started off before, okay, this time, so the drum key's like this, okay? Remember before we turned it to like that, this time it's going to go half a turn. So imagine it being at 12 o'clock, you're now going to take it all the way around to 6 o'clock. So put it on the tension rod, and you're going to go from 12 o'clock all the way to 6 o'clock, clockwise. Opposite, onto the tension rod, and turn it 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock, clockwise. Come round to the next one, tuning key onto the tension rod, 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock. So that's half a turn. Opposite, again, next one, turn it, opposite, turn it. Let's have a little listen and see how that sounds. That's not saying so bad. So at this point, I'm going to go around and gently tap about an inch in from each tuning lug to make sure there's no big differences in the tone at each tension rod, like this. So let me hold it up and show you. Let me hold it up. So there's the tension rod. I'm going to come in about an inch and tap. Same again with that one and that one. Yeah, about an inch in and just tap. Okay. So straight away we can hear this one here is lower than those two. Okay, so I've now got to turn that one up to match it. Okay, okay. Let's find that one again. So that one's lower, so. Perfect. Those three are now perfect. Let's go to the next one. Again, this one's just a little bit lower, so let's just bring it up. Lovely. Next one. Lovely. Just slightly. And back to where we started. That's delicious. There we go. That is pretty much tuned. I'm just going to turn the drum upside down and make sure there's not too much of a difference between the top head and the bottom head. Okay, let's do it now. Here we go. Here we go. So, the bottom head, I like the bottom head and the top head to be the same as each other. Okay? I know some people like to tune one slightly higher or lower than the other one. That's fine. Like I said to you, it's all about how you like your drums to sound. Okay? I know how I like my drums to sound, so I do mine so they're the same. For me, that produces the most resonance. You know, the drum really sings. The heads aren't fighting against each other. The air moves nicely and equally between the heads. So let's have a listen. That's the bottom head, top head. Perfect. Anybody think I've done this before, wouldn't they? There we go. That drum is now tuned. But what I'm going to do now, go back to the cloth. The cloth. Just going to wipe that round. While I'm wiping that round, I'm just applying a little bit of pressure onto the head. Now what this enables it to do is just settle the head and just stretch it out a little bit. It just stretches the head out a little bit. Remember, this is brand new. This has never been played before. It's brand new. So it's just stretching the head out that little bit more. Because remember, although you may get your drums sounding absolutely perfect, and I'm sure you will by following the instructions in this video, as you play your drums, as you're playing them, yeah, after a few gigs or after a few rehearsals, practices, whatever, it is going to go out of tune. It's going to happen. So what you need to do is tuning key and just go around again, clockwise or anti-clockwise. Remember what I said about tapping in about an inch from each tuning lug, yeah? Have a listen, make sure they're all matched, all sounding lovely. So you're going to need to do that. Weather as well, weather conditions may play a big part with drum hits and things like going out of tune. So anyway, right, so I've tuned it, wiped it over, stretched it out. Let's have a listen now. Oh, that's beautiful. Beautiful. Nothing wrong with that. That is gorgeous. So that is how you that is how you remove your old drum head, clean up your drum and your hoop, and replace your drum head. Once it's replaced, that's how you tune it. So, guys, I can't encourage you enough to actually do that, all right, okay? And it's very important, if you want your drum kit to sound really good, just go and get some really good heads. Most drum kits these days come out of the box with stock heads, and they're okay. They're usually single ply, that's great, okay? But if you want your drums to sound that a little bit better, just go and spend some money on some new drum heads, because I'll tell you what, you won't look back, okay? Follow the instructions in this video on how to remove your head and then replace it with a new one, and then how to tune it, and you won't go wrong. Guys, thanks very much for checking this out. I really do appreciate it. Keep playing, keep practicing, enjoy your drums, and you never know, we may even bump into each other one day. Take care, guys. Thanks very much.